Hello and welcome back to Cinema Hero and Phase 3 of What If the DCEU was structured like the MCU. If you don't know, I had you guys comment some ideas for this video, and you guys gave me some great ideas. And of course, I didn't take all of your ideas, but you guys really helped me out a lot. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. For the equivalent to Civil War, I chose something I think you guys all suggested, and that is Superman 3 Injustice. And this would change, and I'd have to change from the comic a lot, but this would be a major turning point for the universe. And the film would start off with Superman leading the Justice League in a battle, and eventually they would lose and the city would be destroyed. And this made Superman think that the world is in chaos, and he needs to take charge in order to restore order in the earth again. And of course, Batman doesn't want Superman to do anything he'll regret, and I think that Brainiac will be pulling the strings in all this, but I don't really know. And also, I know I changed it from the comic a lot, but for other than the reason that I wanted it to be more like Civil War, the reason I changed it so much is it's a Superman movie, and I didn't want him to be super villainous. And also, I think Green Arrow would be introduced in this film. For the equivalent to Doctor Strange, I know you guys all wanted me to do Constantine, and I wanted to do Constantine too, but the reason I didn't do Constantine is because I was saving him for something down the road, and I eventually chose Green Lantern, and I know Green Lantern doesn't have much in common with Doctor Strange, but I really wanted him to get in there soon. So it will follow Hal Jordan, an arrogant test pilot, who crashes into something falling out of the sky one day, and he finds out that it's an alien who's dying, and he's part of the Green Lantern Corps, and he passes on his Green Lantern ring to Hal, who becomes the Green Lantern. And once Hal joins the Green Lantern Corps, he'll realize that a villain known as Sinestro wants to use his Sinestro Corps to destroy the galaxies. And of course, the equivalent to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 would be Teen Titans 2, with Bumblebee joining the group. And I think the main villains would be the group known as Hive. The equivalent to Spider-Man Homecoming, I really wanted to do Shazam because I think he'd work really well with the style of Spider-Man Homecoming, and I know Shazam should have been introduced in Superman Injustice, but I wanted this movie to be an origin film, and also the main villain would be Dr. Sivana, and I know I really like Black Adam, but I wanted it to be Dr. Sivana just because I don't want him facing great giant threats yet, just like how they did Spider-Man in the MCU. And the equivalent to Thor Ragnarok would be Wonder Woman 3, which would focus a lot more on Themyscira and the mythology of it. And the main villain would be CIRCE because I think she's a great Wonder Woman villain, and in the end, Themyscira would be destroyed. For the equivalent to Black Panther, I was really stuck until YouTube user Spartan suggested that I do another Aquaman film, and I think that's a great idea since Black Panther is the closest you can get to Aquaman in Marvel Comics, aside from Namor, of course. So the equivalent to Black Panther would be Aquaman 2, and I know Black Manta was supposed to be one of the villains in Aquaman 1, but let's just say that was setting up his origin, and he's really the main villain in Aquaman 2, since I really like Black Manta, and I wanted him as a main villain. The equivalent to Avengers Infinity War would be Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I know that Anti-Monitor is supposed to be the villain in this, and trust me, he's going to have a huge presence in this film, but it's going to have to change a lot, because I wanted Darkseid to be the main villain, and because he's like DC's version of Thanos. And also, Red Tornado is going to die in this. The equivalent to Ant-Man and the Wasp would be Flash 2, and I wanted to call this The Flash and Kid Flash, but that really doesn't have a ring to it. But Kid Flash will be featured in this film, and also Reverse Flash will definitely be the villain in this. And one more thing, this will take place during the events of Crisis on Infinite Earths, so that means that the Flash will not be in that movie. For Captain Marvel, I know a lot of you wanted Stargirl, but the thing is, I don't think that Stargirl would be the kind of person who would go in and save them in Crisis Part 2, and I don't even think she should have her own film this early on, so I went with a Martian Manhunter solo film, which would of course be set in the 90s, and the main villain would be Malefic. And for Avengers Endgame, I have Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2. And basically, everything that happens in Avengers Endgame would happen in this, but it's just DC Comics. And also, Batman would die in this. For Spider-Man Far From Home, I'm actually not going to do Shazam 2. I'm going to go with an idea that YouTube user Justin Cartanega gave me, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, and do a Damian Wayne Robin solo film. And I actually think that's perfect, especially after the death of his father, Bruce Wayne, and the villain would be Jason Todd Red Hood. That was what if the DCEU was structured like the MCU Phase 3. I actually do already have some ideas for Phase 4, even though the only thing we've seen so far is WandaVision. I'm super excited. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.